Hey everybody, it's me, Morgan. So I know it's been about 2 weeks since my last video blog, and the main reason that it's been 2 weeks is because I was waiting on my new camera to get here. So it finally got here, and I've been vlogging a little bit on it, but nothing that I've uploaded yet. Hopefully I will upload a packing video soon that I kind of vlog both on my webcam and this camera. So I'm not sure if I'll just do it all over again on this camera or if I'll include both pairs of footage. It might be kind of difficult, I'm not sure. Basically, this video is about my Disney College Program interview process. I did apply twice to the Disney College Program, and I was accepted for fall 2015, which is in 40 days. 40 days. Yes, I'm very excited. So I got into the fall 2015 program, but I had applied also for the fall 2014 program. So I'm going to let you guys know about both my interview processes, both my first and second one where I was accepted, and tell you guys just some of the differences and the ins and outs of the interview process and all that jazz. So I also just want to let you guys know up front that every interview process is really going to be different. It depends on you. You know, you are the sole factor. So my interview process can be completely different from somebody else's that you've seen or heard of. It depends. So yeah, let's get started. Where I first heard about the process was on Facebook. A friend of mine had a countdown going of the days until the Disney College Program, and I was like, the Disney College Program, what is that? It has the word Disney in it. I love Disney. I love Disney World. How can I do this? So I looked it up and found a lot of information about it, but I really found the most information on YouTube watching vlogs. That is where I found just an ample amount of information, like so much quality information about the Disney College Program. So that is really the best place to go because you have those people, you know, videotaping firsthand experience of their experience. So by the time I had found out about the program, I believe the spring application deadline had already passed. I could not apply for spring because the deadline had just passed, which kind of sucked, but at the same time it gave me time to really look more into the program and what it was about and if I could do it, yada yada. So I did, and those months went by. I was looking into it. Finally, the applications for fall dropped in February or January sometime of 2014. So I literally immediately applied. Like right when I got the email letting me know the applications dropped, I applied. It was really simple. All you had to do was go onto their website and fill out a basic job application, just like you would any job application pretty much. Your name, employment history, education. It also asks you like what kind of roles that you would be interested in. About 30 minutes later, the whole process took about 30 minutes, filling out the application for the first time. And then about 30 minutes later, I got an email saying I was wanted to do a web interview. Yes, so I started the web interview, and the web interview is basically just a 2-part series, like a questionnaire, kind of like a survey about your character and what you would do in specific situations. It kind of goes how if you would strongly disagree, strongly agree, disagree, agree, no opinion. So, you know, I'm sure everyone has done some kind of survey like that before. And they have, you know, multiple questions within the survey that are the same to see how you'll answer them differently. And, you know, they tell you to be as honest as you can and try to reflect who you are in the survey, but it's weird. It's weird. And it's just, you can't, you know, you want to be who Disney wants you to be, but you also want to show them who you are, and it's, you just got to find that balance, and I did not find that balance the first time I applied at all. I did the web interview, and then a little note popped up and said, I'm sorry, you are not a candidate any longer, no longer consideration, NLIC. My heart was crushed. I was so upset. I was so crushed. I had really, really been looking forward to go. You know, everything happens for a reason, and I'm glad it happened because now I'm going this fall and I'm extremely excited. So let me tell you about this process. After I was not accepted into the fall 2014 program, I had to actually move out of my parents' house, so I moved out and started a new lease with my roommate, and the lease was a year. So I already knew that I wouldn't be able to apply for spring because I couldn't break my lease. You know, spring goes by, I can't apply, oh well, and the fall applications drop. And at this point, I have a full-time job, I'm already settled into my house, I, have my boyfriend and my friends and everything is here. I'm like, do I really, even want to do it? Do I want to leave my job? Do I want to leave my house? Do I want to leave my boyfriend? Yes, of course I want to do it. So it was actually, I'm making it sound like it wasn't a hard decision, but it kind of was because those were really important factors in my life. So, but I knew that I wanted to do the program. I knew it. I have always wanted to do it. I had to do it. So this time I waited to apply because I was, going back and forth between doing it or not. So I waited to apply about March, the beginning of March I applied. So that was about a month after the applications had already dropped. And this time I knew I had to take the web interview again. You have to take the web interview every time you apply unless it's been less than 6 months. So if I had applied for the spring program, I would not have had to take it again. But since I didn't, I did have to take it again. So yeah, that's that. So after I applied, filled out the application like I did previously, I got the web interview immediately. Just really trying to find that balance this time. And I think I did, and I got a note at the end saying, "You are a strong candidate. We want to schedule a phone interview for you." Yes, phone interview. So excited. So I got that right after I took my web interview. So I immediately scheduled my phone interview. I scheduled it for exactly a week after I took the web interview. So I took the web interview on a Friday, and I believe it was like the 1st of March or the 2nd of March, and I scheduled it for the next Friday. And here's the thing. I had already planned a Disney trip with my best friend, for our spring break, which was that was the first week of March, our spring break was. So we had already had these plans, we had our magic bands, we had our flight reservations, we had everything planned already to go. And I knew when I scheduled my phone interview that the day I scheduled it for, I was going to be in the airport. At that exact time, I knew I was going to be in the airport. But there was no other time that day that I could do it, and the whole week leading up to it, I had to work. There was no slots available where I couldn't work. And I thought in my mind, there's probably some way I can call them and get this scheduled at a different time. But I didn't. I thought I could do it. I said, okay, you know what? I'm going to be in the airport, but it's going to be late at night. I'm sure I can find a quiet spot to talk on the phone. It won't be that difficult. Let me tell you which airport I was in. I was in the Atlanta airport. Atlanta, Georgia. One of the largest airports in the country. I look up the Atlanta airport online, and I'm trying to see, trying to get familiarized with it, a map, and look at where the terminals, where I'll be landing, and where my next terminal will be where my next gate is to be taking off, on all that. And I find out that they have these little study quiet rooms that you can rent out for an hour. I said, well, I need to make a phone call. I need to take a phone call, so I'm going to rent one of these rooms and talk on the phone. So I thought that would work out pretty well. I said, I got this figured out. I think it'll really work out. So the time comes, and my interview is scheduled for 10 p.m. on Friday night, and we were scheduled to land in Atlanta at 9:45. So I was cutting it close, but I thought I could make it, and I thought wrong, because we actually didn't even get there till 9:50. We got there at 9:50, and I was not accounting for really the time it would take for me to get from terminal to terminal. I'm not sure why I wasn't accounting for it, but I wasn't. So I knew I did not have enough time to make it from my terminal to the little people mover to the study room in time to answer the phone call at 10 o'clock. And it only gave me 10 minutes. There was no way. But I did have enough time to take the train to our next terminal where we were leaving from and sit in a gate area that was empty. So completely empty for like 3 areas. I said, this is perfect. Thank you, God. Please just let me take this phone call, and that will be the end of it. And anybody that it gets a phone interview, you want to prepare for it. You want to study up on the roles you want, study up on Disney College program in general. You want to be prepared to tell them why you want to do it, your previous work experience, blah, blah, blah. You'll find all this stuff online. You'll actually find it on their blog, the Disney College Program Blogs website. They give you a lot of helpful hints about the college program and speaking with your interviewer and what are the right things to ask and what are the right things to say. But in the end, you really just want to be yourself and talk to them how you would in any kind of job interview. You want to be professional, also want to reflect yourself. So I had a little list on my phone. Like I had a Google document of everything that I had, wanted to say and questions that I wanted to ask. But when it came time to it, I was not focused on the document. I was too focused on the phone call and everything around me that I think I glanced at it maybe twice. So you can be prepared, but sometimes it doesn't work out like that. So I get my phone call at 10 o'clock. It was probably a few minutes after 10, like 3 minutes after 10. And I was sitting in the empty gate area. I get my phone call. We have been talking on the phone for maybe 5-10 minutes. We had just exchanged like my name, her name, and Disney College program. Are you, this is a Disney College program interview. Is this a good time? I said, yes, it's a great time. This is a perfect time. And then after she started asking me about 2 questions deep, which was like, why do you want to do the Disney College program? All of these people start swarming over to my gate area, just like mass amounts of people. And also on the intercom above me start speaking in Spanish about the gate that I'm at. I'm like, no, I need to get out of here. Like, she cannot hear all this stuff that's going on around me. So I pick up my bag, so that I have 2 bags with me, and fly over to an empty gate diagonally from me that is still empty, and go sit down over there and try to continue my conversation, all the while like holding the phone over like this, like, oh, yes, blah, blah, blah. I hope you didn't hear everything else that just went around me. Oh my God, it was so hectic. It was so crazy. Like, please nobody ever have their phone interview in an airport, especially the Atlanta airport. Please don't. But anyway, let me tell you actually how my phone interview went. She had called me, a little bit after 10. We exchanged pleasantries, our name, and she asked me why I wanted to do the Disney College program. I told her I wanted to do the Disney College program. It's something that I've always wanted to do. I've always had a passion for Disney, and I think it will really help me in my future career opportunities. It'll really look good on my resume. I can't remember exactly what I said, but I know it's centered around that. And she asked me a lot about my previous work experience and volunteer experience. So I told her about my jobs, which were really based around customer service, and my volunteer experience, which I did with the SPCA and the aquarium. So she was interested in that, so we talked about that for a good while, and then she asked me what my roles would be. I told her that I would like to do attractions, merchandise, or character attendant. And then she asked me if I had any interest in character performer. I told her I did, and I had plans to go on audition. I think the next week I told her I had plans to go to, and I did have plans to go to the audition. Unfortunately, it didn't work out, but I did have plans to. So they will usually ask you that. And if you, for any reason, can't go to the audition, it doesn't hurt you. It won't affect you. They just want to know about how many people are going to be at the audition. So we talked about those roles, and she asked, why I would be good in those roles. And that's pretty much where the conversation ended. Then she asked if I had any questions. The question I asked her was what kind of characteristics that you look for in an applicant. And she told me, she said someone who is confident in themselves, is honest, and you can hear the smile in their voices. I believe she said those 3 things. After the phone call ended, I was super, super, super nervous. Like, I thought it was a wreck. I thought it went horrible. I was like, that was a horrible call. Like, I know she could hear everything going on around me. I was like, I'm not getting into the program. There's no way I'm getting in. And I was like, so nervous about it. Even the whole week I was at Disney, of course I was enjoying it, but I was checking my email 24/7 for, the congratulations email. Don't check your email 24/7. You're going to be tempted to. Please don't. Just chill. Just don't do it. Because I'm telling you, they are right when they say it comes when you least expect it. they are right. It does. Because a month later, yes, I waited a full month for my congratulations email. I know people wait longer and some people wait less. Some people only have to wait 2 days. Some people wait 3 months. Mine was a month. It came on a Saturday morning. A Saturday morning. The office is not even open on Saturday. And I, of course, was not checking my email on a Saturday morning. I was sleeping in, and then I went to go do something, and I came back, and there it was. And it's bright and shining glory. It came in at 8:30 that morning. Beautiful congratulations email. Best moment of your life, really. It was such a great moment. My boyfriend was with me. I was crying. He was happy. I think he might have cried a little bit, maybe. And it was so fantastic. It was great. So after I got the email, it tells you what to do next. You go online, you can see your role, and then you have to submit your program fees, and then you pick your arrival date. So I did that. I had the money already. I had it, in the bank just in case I needed it. And I looked at my role, and it was concierge. And I said, wow, I don't even know about this role. I believe I expressed interest in it on the application, but not in the phone interview. She didn't ask me about it. We didn't talk about it at all. But I got it, and I'm stoked about it. I knew it wasn't that common of a role, but I was really excited about it. I was excited just to be in the program. I would have taken any role. I would have taken anything. So that was that. Paid my fees. Picked my date. Actually, I had a problem with my date because some roles you have to pick a specific date for that role. It'll tell you like only attractions, concierge, merchandise, blah, blah, blah can pick this date. So I didn't see concierge anywhere on any of the roles or on any of the arrival dates. So I had to call them, and they actually had to open up a spot for me. And the only spot they could open was September. So September 8th is when I'm checking in, and I could not be more excited about it. So I'm sorry guys that I talk really fast. If I'm talking too fast for y'all, please let me know, and I will slow down because people always tell me I talk fast and loud. I'm sorry. Anyway, it's my dad's birthday, so I'm going to celebrate that with him, and I'll try to get this uploaded, and I think I'm just going to redo the packing vlog. I'm just going to redo the whole thing. I'll put that one up. I'm going to film that one when I come back from my mom's. Oh yes, I'm leaving for my mom's tomorrow for 2 weeks. She lives in North Carolina, so I'm going to visit her for 2 weeks. I'll be back to film my packing video, and then I will have 2.5 weeks left until check-in. Yes! So that's exciting, and I will talk to you guys later, okay? Bye.